man, what's going on with it, fam? Hopefully you guys can all hear me. Welcome to the stream, man. As you can see, I'm out here trying to change the game a little bit. Looks like the live chat box, unfortunately, is not working, but you know, I guess we'll work with that. But yeah, I guess I'll give a quick shout out to the live feed in here. Dylan the Beast, you are first, so congratulations. I know a lot of you guys like to be first, so congrats to you. Then you guys gonna let a Broncos fan be first? No, I'm playing with you. Jaguars for life, what's good? We got Anish or Anish. I figure it's Anish, that's how you say it. We got Benjamin Horsley, what's going on, man? The Dean Machine, Duval till we die. We got Benjamin Horsley again. Tropical Mayhem, what's going on, man? Matthew Goodman. The Naples Jag, what's going on, my man? Dylan the Beast, Jaguars for life. So yeah, man, I guess I just want to talk quickly about kind of the whole, you know, live stream game. You know, YouTube is a lot like business, you know what I mean? And to be able to be a successful business, you have to be able to adapt to the different workplace that you're in. And really, YouTube, just I've been doing it for about like a year and about 3 or 4 months or something like that. And you know, this is one thing that I've been noticing as I've been around YouTube is just how really the whole game is kind of changing toward just the whole live stream stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and one example of people that do really good live streams are obviously the Sports Fury. I know a lot of you guys, I see a lot of you guys in the chat, and a lot of you guys are familiar with the Sports Fury. And you know, really, they've really found their niche in being able to live stream commentary during like different games. You know, my first year stuff on the channel, my channel was really able to grow just from, you know, making videos, short little 15-minute recaps, basically just talk about the Jaguars. You know, I love the Jaguars, and since it's such like a niche market, you're really able to kind of gather you know, a lot of people, just because there's not many people that really talk about the Jaguars very like in depth. I know there's other YouTubers out there, but you know, there's just not that many Jaguars YouTubers. But when you look at, you know, I was able to basically gain a lot of subscribers very quickly. You know, I think I got to 500 subscribers in about, you know, 3, 4, 5 months or something like that. It was very quick. You know, but you look at people, you know, like the Sports Fury, you know what I mean? When they started off, like their first 6 months, they only got like 100 subscribers over that span. And that's just because, you know, when you cover a wide basis of sports like that, you have a lot of other people doing that same kind of stuff, you know, like with Jaguars YouTube, you know, you might have like, you know, 3, 4, 5 Jaguars YouTubers out there. I'm not really sure how many there are, but when you compare that to the amount of people that actually do, you know, just general not live streams, but general videos for sports, there's a lot of people that cover basically everything. So you really have to find a way to be able to kind of find your niche in that area. And then, you know, I look at the Sports Fury, and it's crazy. You know, they found their niche as they are now the best like live streamers on the game. They're able to, it's just like, it's amazing what they've been able to do with their live streams. And you know, about a year ago today, they probably had about 1,000 subscribers. Now they've reached like 40,000 or something like that. It's just like crazy, and I feel, you know, so awesome for them. You know, I was one of their first kind of supporters. So, you know, as the YouTube game is kind of switching up, I, you know, kind of try to find ways that I can kind of, you know, adapt to the thing. And one thing I want to do better is start doing live streams, you know, and like I would do live streams, you know, and just like basically do stuff where I read off the comment section, you know, answer questions kind of that way. And that's kind of what I do. But, you know, I want to kind of revolutionize the game and just find stuff that would be, you know, a little better than that, just because, you know, people basically ask questions and I'll answer them, and, you know, I would basically kind of go at it that way. But now, like, I want to basically find a way to do like different things, you know. And like one thing that I want to start doing with my live streams is, you know, once the season starts up, I want to basically the games that I don't go to, which is, you know, pretty much all the away games, even though I am going to the Saints game this year. Not the Saints game, but the Kansas City Chiefs game. I'm going to Arrowhead Stadium week 5, actually with the Sports Sphere. I'm going to go to that game. So obviously I won't be able to live stream that game. But, you know, there's going to be pretty much all the other away games I'll be able to actually, you know, live stream during it. You know, read the comment section. You guys would actually be able to, you know, watch me do these lives, you know, watch the game with me, you know, essentially. And like that'll be a lot of fun. You know, I'll have my brother with me, you know, I'll be doing play-by-play. We can do color commentary, and it would be like a lot of fun. And another thing I want to start doing is now I can actually bring you guys into the show. Obviously I have a call-in number down below, and if you guys want to, you know, call in, participate with the show, you know, talk Jaguars, ask questions, or, you know, spread your opinion on what you want to talk about, you know, whether it be about the Jaguars, be about the NFL, you guys can go ahead and do that. But, you know, like I was saying in my video the other day, you know, it's hard to, like when it comes to like getting your voices out there, really for Jaguar fans, there's not really much of a way to do that. You know, what you can do, I mean, you can post stuff on Facebook, you can post stuff on Twitter, maybe even if you're a good enough writer, you can catch on to like one of these blog websites, and like Generation Jaguar, you got like Jaguars Wires out there on Big Cat Country, obviously. And, you know, you have Facebook groups, then you have like kind of 1010XL, but, you know, I want to kind of bring format to you guys that, you know, is kind of unique and, you know, just to Jaguar fans. And I feel like that's what that I can bring to you guys. You know, now I have, you know, I've had a lot of people basically want to call in and not necessarily call in, but they want to come on my channel and basically do kind of collab videos, stuff like that. But, you know, really my channel isn't all about collabs. Like with me, it's just not really the style of my channel. You know, I like to do like 5-15 minute kind of recaps, and, you know, I'm not a big fan of just talking on those webcams. And you know, this is a way where you can basically call in real quick, you know, state your name, and we can kind of go back and forth and kind of talk about Jaguar stuff. So, you know what I mean? I feel like that's a pretty cool option I can bring to you guys. But, you know, of course, for this to work, I'm going to have, you know, obviously you guys help me out with it and actually, you know, call in and, you know, participate and, you know, kind of bring your ideas like to the show. So, you know, that's kind of what I am out here doing. You know, I want to be able to bring you guys a form of communication that you guys might not be able to like kind of have anywhere else. So, you know, that's kind of what I want to bring to you guys. So check in on this chat a little bit. We have what's up, Jaguars for life, Naples Jag. Let's see what the comments I haven't gotten to yet. Diary of a Clown, pumped up for 2018. Hell yeah, man. 2018 is gonna be a lot of fun, and honestly, it's getting here a lot quicker than you really wanted it. I mean, not really wanted it to, but a lot quicker than expected. You know, it is what, June? No, it's about to be June, and then literally at the end of July is when literally training camp starts. So that's when you actually get into the whole swing of you know, OTAs or not OTAs, but training camp. And then before you know it, preseason will come about. And then, you know, that's when it's going to be a lot of fun that way, man. And we actually have a caller on the line. I'm going to let him in here. Hey, 785, what's good?
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's your name?
It's the Naples Jag here. It's Hunter.
Hey, the Naples Jag Hunter. What's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
What's up? What's going on?
Not much, man. And if just so everyone knows, Naples Jag actually has his own YouTube channel where he kind of covers like Jaguar stuff. I haven't seen you post in a while though, man. Hey, when was the last time you made a post?
Say like 2 weeks ago. But you know, that school is busy, so got to keep up with school before YouTube.
Hey, yeah, man. I hear you. I didn't even have time to really even make a YouTube channel back when I was, you know, back when I was in school. I actually made my channel about, you know, a month after I graduated college. So, you know, what grade you in?
10th, about to go to 11th.
Hell yeah, man. About to be a junior, man. You're about to be an upperclassman and you're about to run the show.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, man. But, how you feeling about this upcoming season?
I feel great, especially with the defensive linemen, especially with the backups. Not even like the starting. I am just like excited about like how we have the amazing backups to the already amazing known D line. Just it makes me feel great about like the Jaguars again. Like when I was a kid, they used to be like known, but now we just like faded off a little bit. But now we're back, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I was about to say, man, you're younger than me, so you probably don't ever even remember, in 2007, 10 years ago, how old were you?
I think I was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I was about to say, so you probably didn't even like really watch the Jaguars at all back then. You probably didn't even know what the hell was going
No,
on.
but
Yes.
my dad always told me about them, like how they were just so great until like we started to fade with Blaine Gabbert and started to go away.
Yeah, man. So I mean, this is definitely an awesome year. I mean, when the last time the Jaguars were in the playoffs, I was like 13 years old. So I kind of knew what was going
Yeah,
on, but I didn't have my really know in depth about football kind of as much as I did now, and it was
yeah,
really just surreal seeing how good they became, man. I mean, just watching them go. Even just win the first game of the season, it was like, oh my God, we're 1-0. And then, obviously they did the win-loss thing, but then all of a sudden they
yeah,
shoot out to go to 10-6, and all of a sudden before you know it, you're in the AFC Championship game, man. So it was
yeah.
uh, it was
That
it
was
was surreal.
yeah. When I was watching the AFC Championship game, I was like, you know what? If we lose this game, I'm still proud of these Jaguars. We came from, 3 and 10 or something. I
Yeah,
don't
or
know.
the
We're
year
pretty
before in
like something like
20
that.
yeah 2016 we were
Yeah,
at
and
3 and
then
13, so quite the
yeah,
turnaround.
and then we come to the AFC Championship game and just come on, that's amazing.
Yeah, man. I remember I was like, man, if we could just like have a playoff game, but then we wound up, winning the division. I was like, dang, we can actually like host the playoff game. It was just crazy going to that
Yeah,
game. I mean, I've been to a lot of Jaguar games, and everyone
yeah,
talks about how boring the game was, but we won. What was it, like 10-7 or 10-3, I think it was, and I mean, it wasn't the most
yeah,
exciting game if you weren't a Jaguar fan, but that was like the best home game I had ever
yeah.
been to, and then just all I wanted was just to win that one game, man, just to beat the Bills. I knew we were a better team, but then. Just the way the team was playing, in that week, and then like the couple weeks before, I was sitting there thinking,
Mhm.
I was like, man, if I don't know how much of a shot we have against the Steelers, and next thing you know, we put up like 45 on it, and I was like, damn,
Yeah.
man, this shit is crazy.
I remember watching Skin, like I was just screaming so loud. I bet my neighbors are like what is he so excited about? I was like, man, if they would have came over my house, I'd be like, the Jaguars are beating the Steelers. What do you mean? What am I screaming about? We're actually winning this time against them in a
Yeah,
long time.
man. Oh, it was nuts. And then we own the Steelers, man. I mean,
Oh
we went
yeah,
over there for the house the first time, won like 30-9, and then
yeah,
obviously we went over, and they still didn't give us a chance, man. Everyone was still saying we're gonna lose against the Steelers. I mean,
yep,
it's not like I had like all the confidence, but you had like Steelers players talking about basically rematching against the Patriots. But man, like that Jaguars team, man, they went out there and freaking balled out.
oh yeah. It was such a good feeling, but
But but yeah,
yeah,
man, who's your favorite player on the Jags?
I'm Blake Bortles. He's the boat,
Oh
so you got
yeah,
to give it to him.
the best of all time, man. We got the boat.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I mean,
boat.
Blake Bortles, man. I'm really hoping. I really think. I mean, I'm obviously a lot of people obviously feel one way or the other about Bortles. I mean, honestly, it feels like with Blake Bortles, it's almost like if you try to convince a Bortles hater to be a Bortles believer, it's almost like trying to convince a Seminole fan to be a Jaguar fan. It's just it ain't gonna
Yeah,
work.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man. It's
Well, I hope he puts up like big numbers this year. I have a feeling like he's gonna put up those big numbers against those top quarterbacks.
Yeah, man. I
But
mean,
we'll see.
I think he's got a lot of momentum going for him, man. I feel like a lot of people really believe in him. He's coming
Mhm.
into these OTAs with just a lot more ownership of everything. You know what I mean? Like his back isn't against the wall like it was last year, where it was like I got to put up or shut up. And obviously he had a terrible training camp, terrible preseason, and like even I jumped off the bandwagon. I was like, I don't know if this guy will be able to play at all, but you know what I mean. He obviously struggled a little bit at the beginning of the year, but at the end of the year, last half into the playoffs, man, he really came into his own. And it was really cool to see that.
Oh yeah, it was
But
finally feels really good to have a quarterback again. Last
Yeah.
time we had one was what? David Garrard, not even.
Yeah, I mean David Garrard, but I mean we have I mean we haven't really had. I mean I didn't really get to live through the Mark Purnell days too much, but we haven't really had any real like elite quarterbacks. So I don't know how good Bortles can be, but what I do know is that I think he could definitely lead a team and win the Super Bowl. I mean we didn't lose the AFC Championship game because of Bortles. I mean that's the
No, yeah, exactly.
so it'll be fun to see really this 2018 season, man. It's gonna be a blast, man. We got better this off season, and man, I'm pumped.
Yeah. One question before I have to go.
Yeah, man.
Who is your favorite player?
My favorite player, I really do like, I do like Blake Bortles. I'm gonna hold him off, but. Just because he's kind of, he's a UCF guy. I've followed him his whole like career, and he went to high school right next to me. So, but if I were to say somebody else besides that, I really like Leonard Fournette, man. I've very rarely am I a fan of a player that's not on a team that I like. But ever since college, I've been a big fan of Blake Bortles, or not Blake Bortles, but Leonard Fournette, and like I just loved his running style. I just loved the way he played, and yeah, man, I just really Leonard Fournette. I think he's got some big things coming. I'm definitely going to get a Leonard Fournette jersey, a teal one next time I'm in Jacksonville. But yeah, that's.
I had to get a shirt,
Hell yeah, man.
At least get a shirt of him.
But hey, Hunter, man, I got another person, an 801 number on the line that I'm going to let in. But hey, man, I really appreciate you calling in, and feel free to call in whenever,
problem,
man.
anytime.
All right, later, brother.
All right, see ya.
All right, shout out to the Naples Jag, man. Everyone go follow him. I'm about to let this other caller in on the line. 8349, what's good?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, this is 801.
801. Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
Hey, brother. This is SLC Seahawk. What's happening, my man?
Hey, what's going on, SLC Seahawk? What's going on? Hey, man, I appreciate you calling in here, man.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Boy, you're really big time now with the call-in program, just like NorbCam.
Oh yeah, just like NorbCam. He was really pumped about that running back pick, man.
Yeah, he sure was. Boy, yeah, nothing's ever negative with that guy. But yeah, right on, man. Good to see that your channel's really growing there, brother.
Yeah, man, it's cool. I mean, I got this new kind of format working. The live chat little window isn't working too well right now. I'll have to work on that. But hey, for all you guys who don't know SLC Seahawk, he actually was. You saw a video I put out a few weeks ago where he actually sent me a old retro Jaguar shirt. It's in my closet right now, but it's got the original logo, and that's predating the one that was on the helmets back in the day. It was actually the one that it was like silver. It looked just like the Jaguar car company logo, and yeah, I mean it's so cool. Like I was so like appreciative to have that, and the shirt was actually made the year I was born, so. That's some collectible stuff right there for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 1993. That's when they were awarded the expansion franchise along with the Carolina Panthers. And my brother actually, I believe, picked that up when he was down around the Jacksonville area at that time. Not sure exactly where he bought it, but yeah, it's definitely a collector's item. That logo was actually changed because they were getting threatened and sued by the auto manufacturer Jaguar because they look so similar. But no, I'm glad to give that shirt to you, man. And it means a lot that it's going to the right dude. But really glad you got it, man. So anyway, two-part question here for you, man.
Yes, sir.
There is a lot of things going on in the NFL. I can't wait for the NFL to get started. I'm so fired up for the season. I'm just like, chomping at the bit for it.
Oh, I am too, man.
Oh, hell yeah. But anyway, I've seen a lot of shows that make a lot of comparisons between going into the 2018 season between the Minnesota Vikings defense and the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. Personally, I think the Jaguars have a better defense than the Vikings based solely on their secondary, even though the Vikings have like Xavier Rhodes. And they did acquire, let's see, who was it from the Seattle Seahawks?
Seattle Seahawks. I was about to say they got Mike Hughes from UCF in the draft.
Yeah, they got Mike Hughes. But I still, Sheldon Richardson, sorry.
Oh, yeah, on their D-line.
But I still think that the Jaguars have the better defense, in my opinion. I've also picked the Jaguars to be the representatives in the AFC in the Super Bowl coming up.
Salute. Hey, that live chat's gonna like that one.
Too bad. I have to pick somebody besides the Steelers or the Patriots, right?
Hey, fuck them, man. I can't. I think everybody wants new blood, man. I mean, if you look at the AFC representatives from the last 15 years, it's basically been every year except 1 year. It's been Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Tom Brady. Besides that 1 year, Joe Flacco went in there. So we need some new blood in that damn conference, man.
Oh, exactly, man. I couldn't agree with you more. Absolutely. But yeah, so I wanted to get your take on that. Why you think that the Jaguars defense would outrival the Minnesota Vikings defense, or conversely, if you think Minnesota's better, and why? And then after that question, I don't know if you have enough time, but I was just going to see what your division winners would be from every division, NFC West, NFC East, so on and so forth, AFC South, AFC East, that type of thing. So I just wanted to get your take on both those questions, man. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I can answer both those for you, man. You're the only caller on the line right now, so definitely got some time. So definitely
right
and it's very, very interesting with the Minnesota Vikings because, you know, I'm so interested to see how they do, just because they're basically like almost like the direction the Jags could have gone when it comes to the quarterback position. Obviously, a lot of people were projecting the Jaguars to potentially get Kirk Cousins, but, you know, they went the safe route, kind of kept Blake Bortles, and they want to keep developing him and seeing if he can get better. But the Minnesota Vikings basically went all out and brought in a guy like Kirk Cousins. So, you know, I mean, it'll be interesting to see like Kirk Cousins over there, you know, bringing in Dalvin Cook, another second-year running back, while we have Fournette. I think the Jaguars' offensive line is probably a little better, but and then, you know, their wide receiving core might be a little bit better. But, you know, it's all about the defense. And I just feel like the Jaguars, you know, last year there were a lot of people basically saying like, oh, this defense, you know, can it be an all-time great? It didn't turn out to be an all-time great. I mean, it was an elite defense in my opinion, but it wasn't an all-time great defense just because, you know, they were letting up, you know, they obviously let up like 42 points against the Steelers in the playoffs. They let up, you know, 40-plus points against, you know, the San Francisco 49ers, and also the Seahawks put up a bunch of points against them. You know, they let just a lot of explosive plays go, and if you're going to be a revolutionary defense, you know, you can't let that kind of stuff go through. So, but the Jaguars defense, they got better this offseason. I mean, you can argue about the nickel cornerback position. I mean, Aaron Colvin, losing him is going to be a downgrade. He went over to the Houston Texans. And then who else? We brought in DJ Hayden, who's been kind of, you know, he's been kind of subpar through his career, but you added a guy like Taven Bryan, who's a first-round pick, who's a backup. You know what I mean? I mean, just being able to cycle in a beast like that. I mean, you can never have enough pass rushers, man. And you also brought in a guy like Ronnie Harrison. You know, he's going to be the eventual replacement to either probably Barry Church, but you also have Sean Gibson in there too. Really high-priced free agents. But, you know, I think our game-changing part of the team is our pass rush, our elite all-pro cornerbacks who can cover anybody, and the linebackers, man. We have sideline-to-sideline linebackers with Telvin Smith and Miles Jack. Miles Jack had a tremendous year last year, and I only think that he's going to get better. I mean, being able to have guys like that to be able to play in your nickel packages is just a very, very, like, underrated quality. And, you know, I really just think that, you know, developmental, the one more year added to like Jalen Ramsey, being able to have a guy like Boye in there, I just feel like just the combination of pass rush, the linebacker core, the speedy linebacker core, and just, our cornerbacks is a huge game changer. And, I think that we're going to potentially, hopefully, be like a top 10 defense of all time this year. I really think so. And we got some callers online, so I'm going to answer your next question real quickly. Division winners, NFC West. I don't want to say 49ers because I hate their fan base really, really annoys me, but I'm going to just go ahead and say, 49ers. I worry about that the Rams will be a lot like the Eagles when they made that whole dream team thing. They just made a lot of acquisitions. NFC South, I'll go with the Saints. NFC East, I'll go with the Eagles again. The Eagles were a team I was big on last season. NFC North, man, this is a tough division. NFC North, I'm going to go with the Vikings. I mean, this is a lot of chalk, but AFC South, of course, the Jaguars. AFC West, I like the Chargers in that division. AFC North, Pittsburgh's kind of sitting up there all alone. And the AFC East, Patriots, man. I'm going to keep going Patriots until the Patriots don't make it. But, yeah, man, hey, SLC, man. Well, really appreciate you for joining the stream. Go ahead and say something in the chat so everyone can go subscribe to your channel. He's a new YouTuber. Makes a lot of great Seattle Seahawks kind of content. Not many Seattle Seahawk YouTubers out there that I've seen, so definitely go give him a follow. And hey, SLC, man, really appreciate if you're joining.
Yeah, hey, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you taking the time to have me on your show. It's been really cool. And yeah, if you guys, I just put my comment in the chat. If you wouldn't mind hitting me up with a sub, I'd really appreciate it. I'm not the best YouTuber. I'm not the worst YouTuber. I just do what I do. But yeah, I'm just really glad that, again there, man, your channel's really growing. And yeah, I look forward to probably seeing you do another one of these live shows, man.
All right, man. Hey, man, appreciate you for joining the show. And, catch you hopefully next show, man.
Right on. Have a good one, man.
All right, man. Later.
Bye.
All right, man. Huge shout out to SLC Seahawk for joining the show. Next up, we'll bring in 548. Hey, 548. Who this?
Yeah, is it UCF Jaguar?
Hey, this is UCF Jaguar. What's going on, man?
Dude, oh my God, I'm a long time listener, first time caller. Oh my God. I just got Dingbats Anonymous. And
Dingbats Anonymous? Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And basically, like, I hear these Minnesota Viking fans calling you, they're babies. And I just want to know, how is your team going to beat the Philly 500 Philadelphia Eagles? What's up, my man, UCF?
Hey, we got Philly 500 up in the chat, man. Hey, Philly 500, man, he's one of my favorite YouTubers. If you guys want, like, a mix of both awesome, analysis and just, like, hilarious stuff, like you just saw here, man, you guys got to check out Philly 500's channel, man. It's Philly.500. And, yeah, man, it's going to be awesome, man. We play the NFC East this year, so the Jaguars get a shot at taking down the Dallas Cowboys. And the Jaguars will be playing the Eagles in London, which sucks how we moved that game out to London. But, we'll have to make do with that. But, yeah, man, it's going to be a fun matchup, man. I mean, the Jaguars, I guess one good thing is that they win a lot in London, and we're taking. Have the Eagles ever been out to London before?
No, we have not been in London, and I got to tell you, I think that's a big disadvantage. That is one of the 3 losses I have the Eagles losing is that game. I think you guys have a way bigger advantage than us going there because you've done it so many times. So I can't wait for it. I was hoping that game was going to be in Jacksonville because I was going to go to that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was hoping, man. Then we could have brought the Sports Fury in there. We could have gone to that game. We could have partied at your other crib. It's funny. It's funny, man, because we got Philly 500. He covers the Philadelphia Eagles. He lives in California, but he's calling with a 904 area code, man. This guy is coast to coast.
I'm in the witness protection program, but don't tell nobody.
Oh no, I won't tell anybody. But man,
But I love what you're doing, UCF. I love this, man. This is great. Get up. I wanted to call and say hi and give you a shout out, and I love it, man. I'm gonna go listen and get in the chat and just chill out and enjoy it, man. But I just wanted to tell you this is great.
Yeah, man, I love being able to do this, man. It's fun to be able to, because I know I want to get a lot of people kind of on the show, but obviously with my format where I kind of just cover the Jaguars, it's kind of hard to. I'm not really into the whole webcam thing, so this is a good way to kind of bring people in here and kind of. Get people that want to join the show, spread their Jaguars opinions, or just, say what's up to me, we can come in here and, it's going to be awesome, Philly. I definitely, one thing that I want to start doing when the season starts is start bringing in people with different YouTube channels. Like, when the Jaguars play the Eagles, do a preview with you and, bring you on a channel. We can, talk about, I can ask you questions about the Eagles as it pertains to the Jaguars, and we can talk about it like that. So, that's something you'd be interested in. I'd definitely like to do that.
Oh, definitely. It. I would love it.
Hey, but really appreciate Philly 500 for joining, man. If you guys haven't already, go sub to Philly 500. That's Philly.500. And, yeah, man, hey, Philly, you're welcome to join, the show anytime, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, man. You too. Take care.
All right, take care, man.
Bye.
Huge shout out to Philly 500 for joining the show. And next, I'm going to let in 814. What's good?
Yo, you see a Jaguar?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what do you think about how Bortles is gonna do this season?
Hey, quick question for you, man. Say who you are, man. Introduce yourself.
Oh, this is Victor from St. Augustine, Florida.
Victor from St. Augustine, Florida, man. Hey, really appreciate you for calling into the show, man, and supporting the show. But you asked about how I feel like Bortles is going to do this year.
Yeah.
What I really hope from him is just continued development. I know a lot of people are saying like they want Bortles to be like a top 10 kind of quarterback. I don't really expect that to be the kind of like jump that he makes. What I really hope is that he can really just get into maybe that like top 15 kind of level, because I feel like last year really, when you look at the season as a whole, when you combine the postseason and the season, all that kind of stuff, I feel like he was a top 20 quarterback. But what Blake Bortles needs to do this upcoming season is, we know how good his ceiling is. His ceiling is pretty damn high, and when he plays at a ceiling, man, the guy's a baller. I love just seeing him escape pressure, just do all kinds of things, just whatever it takes to win. You saw that game against the Bills. That was a gritty win, yeah. But we need him to raise his floor. When he plays bad, we don't want interceptions and bunches. Like, if you look at December on, in like the final, I think like, if you include the playoffs, like the final like 6 or 7 games of the season, he only threw picks in 2 of those games. However, in those games, one of the games he threw 3 interceptions, and the other game he threw like 2 interceptions. So, if he can play if he plays consistent throughout a game, just gets into a rhythm of the game, if the offensive line can protect him well, where he can actually set his feet, wind up and throw it, he does a lot better. And, I feel like we've done a good thing around him. I mean, it really hurt him. I feel like one thing a lot of people don't realize is obviously, A-Rob went down, and that was that was his go-to receiver. He felt a real comfortability with him. But then he got
was a key player.
Yeah, then like he got injured, but also another thing is the whole wide receiver core was injured as hell, man. I mean, you got guys like Max McCaffrey, Aurelius Ben, like Larry Pinkard, Jaden Mickens. You had all kinds of players coming in there, and like, and obviously you had D.D. Westbrook randomly coming there off the IR, and like, it's a very, very underrated aspect about like quarterbacks is that they need to develop a comfortability with their wide receivers. And that's one thing that surprised me when D.D. Westbrook came in there. I thought they had a really, really good, just some of the throws, man. It was just really good connection, and it was cool to see that out of him, man. And I really just hope that Bortles just limited turnovers. If there's one, I'm not a huge stat guy. I'm not like 35 touchdowns, 4,500 yards kind of guy. But that'd be awesome to see him go for like single digit interceptions. I feel like that would be huge for him. And like Bortles, I have a lot of like hope in him. And also the coaching staff has a lot of hope in him, and that's kind of why they gave him this contract, because they didn't give him the contract because they expect him to play how he did last year, but they want him to get even better from last year, and they feel like they got the tools around him, got some wide receivers, got a pass-catching wide receiver and Safarian Jenkins, bulked up the O-line, getting an all-pro guard. That should help the running game and passing game. Last season, what's called the left guard Andrew Norwell didn't allow Cam Newton to even be touched. So that shit's awesome, man. I'm really hoping big things out of Bortles, man.
I definitely think that he's gonna improve like this season compared to last season. And another question, just one more question. Were you excited about the DJ Chark's draft?
Yeah, man. I mean, I was really excited about him, man. I think the way for him to get on the field is his really run blocking ability. I mean, he's a great run blocker. The guy is like 6'3" and runs like a 4.3 speed. Just the stat line alone is just crazy. And, I'm not sure how much I really expect from his rookie year, just because, rookies, it's really hard to, for rookies to really be able to showcase, or like wide receiver. Like, I feel like the hardest positions for rookies to be able to come in and make an impact are quarterback, wide receiver, and defensive end. And, once he gets into the kind of swing of things, I think he's going to be the eventual replacement to Dante Moncrief as that wide receiver number one. And, I expect his second year, man, to really be that 1,000-yard receiver. And, our wide receiving group, man, it's going to be fun to see who really emerges with the most yards, because, we got a lot of dudes in there, man.
Yeah, he's gonna be our key player, once he start makes progress and all that, rookie year, like you said, I don't know, not too many players do good their rookie year,
Yeah, man. I mean, it's definitely hard for wide receivers this their first year to really emerge. I mean, you had 3 wide receivers drafted in the top 10 of the 2017 NFL draft, and Keelan Cole outplayed all of them. You know what I mean? It's wide receivers, man. It's just tough for them to be able, because all of a sudden you go from beating up all these young dudes, in college that are just way below you, to all of a sudden having to go against guys like Xavier Rhodes, Jalen Ramsey, and just all kinds of great cornerbacks. So, it definitely takes some, just like defensive ends when they beat up on offensive tackles without even having much pass rushing moves, to all of a sudden come out there and, have to play these pro offensive tackles, man. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Right.
Hey, but Victor, man, I
That's
really
all
appreciate
my
you for
questions.
calling in, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, man. Hey, feel free to call anytime, man. I hope to do these shows more often.
Hey, one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Duval.
Duval. Hey, man, you have a good night.
All right, you too.
All right, next up, huge shout out to Victor for calling in. And I believe next up on the line we got, is this Josh from the Sports Fury?
Yo, yeah, this is Josh from the Sports Fury. What's up, UCF Jaguar?
Hey, what's going on, man? I see that $5 super chat, man. Really appreciate that from you.
Absolutely, man. It's well deserved, dude. That's why you're one of the best, man. Deserve it.
Hey, man, the Sports Fury, man, they are live stream kings, man. I mean, I started off this channel just kind of talking about you guys, man. Just how the game is shifting toward the live stream game, and you just got to be able to kind of adapt to the marketplace, and this YouTube marketplace is really getting into that kind of live stream kind of thing, and you guys have really found your niche with that. I mean, you guys are entertaining as hell. You guys sit there and, I mean, your channel, man, these last week or two, how many subscribers you gained? 15,000?
About 17,000 subscribers, yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm sitting here nervous talking to you, man. I mean, my hands are shaking. My voice is trembling. I don't know what to do with my hands. It's it's cool stuff, man. But hey, man, it's it's been so fun to watch. Your channel just blow up, man. I remember being one of the first 100 subscribers to your channel, and all of a sudden the NFL 2017 NFL draft came about. The Bears drafted Trubisky. I still watch that.
God.
I was actually watching the live stream today at work, man. I was, after hearing your guys' stream last night, it got me. I was like, I gotta check out some of their older videos just to kind of see what's going on with it, man. It was, I watched the first half of it, man. It was really fun.
Yeah, man, it's been a crazy year, and you know who just walked in? Sean just walked in.
Ooh, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Sean?
What's up, buddy?
Hey,
oh,
no.
Man, don't be nervous, buddy. Don't be nervous, man.
You're gonna make us nervous.
Yeah, man, we're getting sweaty over here now.
Hey man, my picks are stanking, man. But hey man, Sean, it's awesome to have you on, man. I'm trying this new live stream out, man. I'm trying to be like the live stream champs over here.
Yo, this is a great idea. I love this.
Yeah,
Taking in
nice,
calls
man.
from the fans and everything. This is amazing, dude. Yeah, this is a great idea, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, man, it's something. I mean, I don't really see. I see some channels doing it and just look like a lot of fun, man. I mean, I can't. Like I said, you got to kind of find your niche. Obviously, I'm not going to be live streaming all these damn NBA, NFL games. You guys going to be doing World Cup. You guys do like WWE. Man, the NFL is really the only thing I follow really, really in depth. I like when it comes to college football, man, I like to follow the Florida teams. I follow UCF passionately. I also, I'm a supporter of the Gators. I also watch the Florida State Seminoles, even though I don't really like them. I like to keep up with them and just SEC, ACC football. But other than that, man, there's not really much I follow. I just love the way the NFL is just structured. I love fantasy football, and the NFL season is right around the corner, man. We're about to be in June. End of July is when training camp comes about. August you have preseason, and man, we're gonna be going all at it, man. Guys, week 5, I'm actually going to Arrowhead with these motherfuckers on the phone. Josh and Sean from the Sports Fury, man. We're gonna watch the Jaguars take on the Chiefs, man. I'm excited.
You're excited, but are you a little bit anxious? Because, the Kansas City Chiefs, I think they're a pretty damn good team.
Yeah.
With Patrick Mahomes starting at quarterback now, they did lose a couple players on defense, but I still think they're going to be good. And I cannot wait to go to Arrowhead with you, man. We're all going to
Arrowhead.
Yeah,
it's in Arrowhead, so the energy in Arrowhead's phenomenal.
we're going to be in the third row, right behind the bench, Jaguars bench, your team. Are you feeling confident about that game, buddy?
I feel good. There's really no game on the schedule I feel like we have no chance at winning. And, it'll be interesting to see how the Chiefs do, because obviously they lost their offensive coordinator to the Bears, and usually I don't take much stock in that. However, you saw the Atlanta Falcons last year take a huge step back after Kyle Shanahan went to the 49ers. And, they've got a new quarterback in there. Obviously, they brought in Sammy Watkins on this disgusting deal. That's basically potential overproduction. But, I'm interested to kind of see, like, how they do, man. They got a great roster. They always start the season great. They end kind of sketchy. That if I was a Chiefs fan after that Titans playoff game, man, I'd be hiding. That shit was tough.
And then right after that game, after the Jaguars win, right? We want our boy to get you to be happy. After that game, you're going to be live streaming with us for Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, we're going to see the Cowboys win.
We can't wait to do that. We can't wait to do that with you also, man.
I know, man. Yeah. I'm so pumped for that, man. At the Sunday night game, obviously, in case you guys don't know, the Sports Fury, they stream every single primetime game. Sean will stream the Thursday night game, then Sunday night games they stream together, and Monday night games they stream together. And the Sunday night game happens to be a Texas little matchup between Dallas and Houston. And obviously I'm going to be putting on an Allen Hurns jersey and rooting them Cowboys on, because it's the AFC South, and we passionately root against other AFC South teams. So Sean, I will be a Cowboys fan with you that night.
I knew I liked you for a reason, buddy. I knew it.
I also have another big question for you, man.
Big question. Okay. I'll give you a big answer.
You mentioned huge answer. Earlier you mentioned fantasy football. Now, you are in our YouTube Content Creators League. Last year, championship game, it came down to you and me, and like a bastard.
And what happened, Josh?
You got lucky. You beat me.
You're looking at the Fantasy Football Sports Fury Creators League champion right here.
How confident are you about repeating this year? Because you shouldn't be.
Well, what I'll do is, I'll go in there and then, show you guys how to draft. I'll come in there and just, draft my dream team. You know what this league let me do last year, guys? Listen to this. They let me snag Le'Veon Bell in the first round. They let me get Todd Gurley in the second round. They let me pick up Kamara in free agency. Those 3 guys might be the top 6, 7 picks in next year's fantasy draft. So I went in there and, rolled my sleeves up, went in there, whooped y'all's ass, and then wiped off my hands after, man. I'm coming back for that championship next year. You already know.
Now, in the draft, and when we draft, and let's say you have the number 1 overall pick, who is your number 1 overall pick in fantasy football, and why is it Leonard Fournette?
I don't. If I had the number 1 pick, man, I don't know if I'd be taking Leonard Fournette, man. I mean, he's definitely a first-round option.
Come on, you gotta stand like that now.
Hey, man, I gotta be smart and separate my my heart from I gotta defend my crown, man. But when it comes to the number 1 overall pick, I would feel sketchy about taking David Johnson. I don't know if I'd take him. It'd probably have to be Gurley, man. I mean, that offense runs through him. He can take a screen pass 70 yards to the house. The guy's just a beast, man, and that offense runs around him. So, I feel like next year in half-point PPR, man, Todd Gurley's that guy to go to.
All right, a couple fantasy questions regarding the Jaguars. Leonard Fournette, now, how do you think how well he's going to do this year? Is he going to be like a top 3, top 5 overall fantasy player? Because, you guys just lost Chris Ivory, right? So now it's just T.J. Yeldon in the backfield as of right now, backing up Leonard Fournette. So he should just get even more work this year, right?
He should.
And besides Leonard Fournette, who else is, in your opinion, a legit fantasy player for the Jaguars?
Jags, yeah.
Well, the thing about Fournette that worries me is ever since college, man, the guy has an injury history. So, until he kind of escapes that, it's going to be kind of tough. But honestly, man, Leonard Fournette's a guy that if he's active, he's going to be able to get you at least 10 points a game. And honestly, I'll take that kind of production over a guy like Julio Jones where it's like boom or bust. You know what I mean? Last year I had Zach Ertz. The guy got me solid 10 to 12 points per game. It wasn't like he ever went out and got 20 plus, 30 plus points. But man, if I can get that guaranteed production, I love that stuff. And when it comes to a Jaguar sleeper kind of pick, it had to be Austin Seferian-Jenkins, man. I mean, I think, especially in a PPR kind of league, I think the guy's going to get a lot of looks, a lot of receptions. He's really the lone pass-catching kind of tight end, and we didn't have that in our offense last year. The only really guy we had was Mercedes Lewis, and the guy was getting schemed open off of play action. So, Austin Seferian-Jenkins, this is basically his second pro year just because, his first couple years he was struggling with alcoholism, had kind of a resurgent year with the Jets when he quietly had 50 receptions. And, I think he's a guy that's going to have a huge year for the Jaguars. He's going to have huge impacts. And, he's a guy that I'm probably going to try to reach out to maybe get an interview on the show. So we shall see.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah,
cool,
man.
Cool. Now, I do actually have a question myself.
Yes, sir.
Away from a little bit of fantasy. I don't want to talk about fantasy because I sucked ass last year. But, your Jaguars, obviously, their defense phenomenal, right? And what they've done the last couple of years in free agency and the draft now with Brian and everything, they've got a stacked D-line, no doubt about it. Now, with them drafting Brian, and then obviously they got Jalen Ramsey and all these other guys, with the salary cap in the next maybe 2-3 years, who's going to be the odd man out? Because someone's going to have to leave in 2-3 years, right? So who's going to be that odd man out?
Well, one thing
played Campbell to that big contract, and I think he was a great player. I think he was a great leader for that defense to really bring them all together. But is he going to be the odd man out, or who do you think could be that guy?
Well, the interesting thing about the Jaguars is the whole salary cap thing. I did some research on it. I'm like, how do the Jaguars go out here and sign all these players every damn year to these fat contracts? And what they do is they basically, since the Jaguars owner is so damn rich, I think he's like a Forbes top 100 kind of richest man in the world kind of thing. He's able to give these guys huge salary like bonuses up front, like signing bonuses, and then basically the cap number of the first couple years is like invisible. Andrew Norwell, I think he's like $0 million off the cap this year, and then really the cap hits start coming in their third or fourth year, and then once they basically get that third or fourth year, that's when they're able to kind of comfortably cut him to hopefully get that new guy to come in there and kind of fill that void. But when it comes to odd man's out in the defense, I think it's going to potentially be like, we got Taven Bryan. I think he's going to eventually be the replacement for a guy like Marcel Darius or Avery Jones. I like Malik Jackson. I don't want to get rid of him, but probably a Marcel Darius or Avery Jones. And when it comes to another casualty, it's probably going to be Barry Church, man. I mean, we got Ronnie Harrison in the draft out of Alabama. I think he's going to be the future strong safety of the team. We got him with tremendous value. I mean, Mike Mayock had him in like his top 25 prospects list. So when you have a great roster like the Jaguars, you can afford to take best available player. If you were to rank the order of the Jaguars' needs, defensive tackle and safety are not in that mix. So I mean, that's how you got to get a good team, man. You don't reach for needs, you get value. So you can replace your expensive guys later on.
That's very true. I'm just asking because I want one of those players probably coming down. So.
Hey, you already got Allen Hurns. How many sloppy seconds you guys want?
I'll take them all.
Yeah, you took Allen Hurns. We took Allen Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, guys. It's Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Oh, man. Oh, man. UCF Jaguar, man, we appreciate you taking our questions, man. I just wanted to let you and, the audience know that how much we appreciate you, dude. You've had our back for like the longest time before anybody knew who we were, and I don't know what we would do without your support, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you are a huge help for us, and we appreciate you, brother, for real.
Hey, man, of course, man. I appreciate all you guys do for me, man. I mean, it's an awesome friendship we have going on, and man, everyone go subscribe to the Sports Fury. Go ahead and post something in the comment section so everyone sees where you're at. But yeah, man, I'm really excited to continue this whole YouTube friendship we got going on, and I'm really excited about that Week 5 game we got.
Yeah, we appreciate that, brother. Now we'll let you go get to everybody else. I know they probably got a lot of questions for you, man.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys calling in. I'll catch you guys next time.
Yep.
Take it easy, brother.
Man, huge shout out to the Sports Fury for calling into the show. Now we're going to let our next caller in here. Hey, 426, who this?
Hey, man, what's up?
What's going on, man? Who is this?
My name is Matthew, bro.
Matthew, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, I just have, 4 questions I have to ask you. First
4 questions. All right, let's get at it.
How do you feel about your wide receiver situation this year? Because you lost Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns. Of course, Allen Hurns to my Cowboys, but...
With the wide receiver situation this year, man, I feel pretty good about it. I mean, going into this season, obviously losing Allen Robinson, he was a guy I wanted back just because I really wanted that kind of number one wide receiver role. And I think Allen Robinson is going to be a tremendous player in this league. But when it all came down to it, I'm not sure if he was much of a team fit. You know what I mean? I feel like he was, he's kind of all about numbers, and I think he wants to go to a team that's going to be passing it out more. And, the Bears got, Nagy from the Chiefs, and, him and the Chiefs system, they aired it out a lot. And I think, Allen Robinson wants to be a Hall of Famer. He's not like a guy like Marquise Lee, who's a willing blocker. He's not going to complain about blocking. We obviously got DJ Chark, too, who's also a great blocker. And, it sucks to lose a guy like that. But, locker room chemistry is one thing. And, I'm not sure how much he brought to the table. But, Allen Hurns, he got cut because, honestly, when we got all our guys and he might have been, the 5th best wide receiver on the team. I mean, he slowed down a little bit. Not saying, you can't come back, but... he's a guy who's a great route runner. He's got sure hands. He's just a little bit athletically, he's not as athletic as a lot of guys out there. But, if he's out there healthy, he's a very, very reliable player. And, he did obviously had a 1,000-yard year for us. So, that was pretty awesome. But, I have a good feeling. We have a bunch of young guys. Dante Moncrief, I really hope can perform to his ability when he was like playing with Andrew Luck. Obviously, last year he kind of struggled a little bit having Jacoby Brissett and also just dealing with injuries. We have young guys, Keelan Cole, D. Westbrook going into their second year, and we got DJ Chark, a very good wide receiver in the draft. So, I'm really expecting hopefully good things out of the wide receiver core. But of course, the identity of the offense is through the run game. So, that's kind of my thoughts on a wide receiver core. I do feel good about it.
Yeah. Next question is, how much will Colvin being signed by the Houston Texans affect your secondary this year?
I think it affects us big time, man. I mean, Colvin was a big time dude. I mean, he was a guy that him and Marcus Lattimore were the only cornerbacks that didn't allow a single touchdown this season. He was a great blitzer. He was a great open field tackle, which you can't say about many NFL cornerbacks about, having good tackling ability. And it's, he's going to be a huge miss. And DJ Hayden, man, I mean, I don't know too much about the guy, but I definitely know he is not any, he's no Aaron Colvin. And, Aaron Colvin will be greatly missed. We'll see how he does in that, outside cornerback role, over there in Houston. But, yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be kind of a huge loss for the team, but I would expect us, hopefully DJ Hayden doesn't get picked on too much. And, if the worst part of our defense is our nickel cornerback, I'll take it.
Couldn't agree with you any more than that, but another question is, who do you think is your biggest challenge during the season?
Team-wise, man, we got a lot of good teams on the schedule, man, and we play the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Steelers, the Eagles. I mean, all those guys, and I would say the biggest challenge. It'd probably be the Patriots, man. I mean, I would say the Eagles, but, we're playing them out in London. I think that's a huge advantage for us, especially since the Eagles haven't gone out there before. But, just the Patriots, I mean, we're not a team that – I don't think Jags have ever really beaten Tom Brady. And, until you can beat Tom Brady, man, you're always going to have that on your record. I mean, luckily last year we had this little bad streak about how we could never beat Phillip Rivers and the Chargers, so we broke that last year. But week 2, right at the beginning of the season, you don't, if you lose to say the Giants and all of a sudden you got the Patriots on the schedule, you don't want to drop to a quick 0-2. So I think the Patriots just being that week 2 matchup, I think that's our biggest challenge so far this year.
Yep. Last question is, I think everyone in the stream has lost the sports theory at one point. This is how I got introduced to your channel. And how badly do you think the Cowboys are going to whoop the Jaguars?
How bad who?
The Cowboys whoop the Jaguars. How badly do you think they will?
I think the Cowboys are going to beat the Jaguars by negative 28 points, if you catch my drift, because we're going to whoop that ass.
I have to disagree.
Hey man, it's gonna be a fun matchup, man. I mean, I love playing NFC teams, man. It's you only get to play the Cowboys once every 4 years, so I mean it's gonna be a fun matchup. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott in the running game. You guys kind of had a disappointing year last year, but a lot of that was attributed just to Ezekiel Elliott being in and out of suspicions, man. I think that was huge and kind of hurting y'all's team last year. So we'll see what happens this coming up year with that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. That was the last question, bud, and I'm just really want to thank you for answering those questions for me, bud.
Of course, man. Hey, man, I really appreciate you for calling into the show, man. Call in anytime you want to, Matthew.
Yep, thanks, bud.
All right, peace out, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Huge shout out to Matthew for calling in. Next, we are going to go to the 992. What's going on, man?
How's it going?
Hey, I'm good, man. Who this is?
This is Nick from San Diego, California.
Oh, we going coast to coast up in here. We going Atlantic coast to Pacific coast. What's going on, Nick?
Not too much, man. I've really enjoyed your channel. Been subscribed for probably before you were under like 500 subscribers. I was actually pulled in by your homie's collection video. I'm really into like collecting NFL memorabilia. I'm a big Rams fan myself, and that was the video that pulled me into your channel. I thought that was a really, really dope video.
Hell yeah, I think I actually remember your comment on that, man. It's cool because a lot of my videos, they don't get really rewatched that much after, just because if I recap a week 6 game against this team, that doesn't get visited much. But that video is definitely a timeless video, and the dude is still adding to his collection. I'm going to go back there in like July or August and do another reshoot, because he's added even more stuff, man. Like, he's added like literally full out like 6 foot like figures of dudes decked out in game gear, like head to toe. So the guy is definitely a collector, man. He's got some awesome stuff in there.
That's a huge inspiration to me, because I'm kind of working slowly but surely. I'm a big fan of that one, because he had a lot of kind of unique, authentic stuff that you can't just get on like NFL.com. Game worn gloves and cleats and stuff. So yeah, really cool. I just had a few things I wanted to shoot your way.
Of course, man, of course.
Number one, what do you think about the conference balance in the NFL? Do you believe that the NFC is better than the AFC right now?
Oh, I think NFC is far, far better. I mean, just look at the quarterback situation, man. I mean, who's the worst quarterback in like the NFC right now? Like, I mean, obviously Arizona's situation is kind of questionable, but every single team in the NFC West has a quarterback. Every single team in the NFC North seems to have a quarterback. The NFC, East has their quarterback situation figured out, and it's NFC South too. I mean, just that's crazy. And I mean, each team, man, each division, you have, it seems like 2 teams that could very well win it. In the NFC West, you have the Rams, and I believe the 49ers are going to be going at it. NFC South, you have, if the Bucs can come back and be decent, I mean, any one of those teams is a toss-up. NFC East, obviously you have like the Eagles up there, but you never know, you could get out of the, Cowboys and, with that. And then just NFC North, I mean, that's a whole crapshoot. I mean, Green Bay, very, very, with Aaron, I love saying with Aaron Rodgers, they're going to be good. You also have the Vikings, who obviously they're trying to make a Super Bowl push. And, the AFC, you really look at the big dogs. I mean, the Patriots, the Steelers, like the Jaguars. I mean, it seemed like those 3, I mean, unless we'll see what happens if the Deshaun Watson come back. I still have questions about their offensive line and just some things in their like defensive side. The Titans, I think they were really held back by Mike Mularkey. I think they have a really good roster, so we'll kind of see about them. The Chargers, I think, could have a very, very good team, but a lot of question marks around the AFC, and like I think the NFC is far better than the AFC at this point right now.
Oh yeah, man, I kind of agree. I wasn't trying to, so much ask that question to puff the chest out as a Rams fan, but I definitely think, like you said, the quarterback situation is vastly improved. I mean, it's going to be a gauntlet. It's been a headache for me, because I think this may be the most talented Rams team since those Greatest Show on Turf years. I mean, not just offensively, the improvements that we made last year, going from 32nd all the way to the first-ranked offense, but then, looking at the big name guys that we added this offseason. Everyone wants to talk about how they'll gel together, but honestly, I feel like with the right coaching, I think Sean McVay is one of the bright minds in this game, and Wade Phillips, has worked with guys like Talib before, and then, bringing in Peters and Sue and then Cooks. We have a really talented squad, but I mean, you look, it's a gauntlet in the NFC with, the Packers, the Vikings, like you said, the 49ers emerging in our division, then the whole NFC South could be a threat, and then the East with, probably Dak and Zeke back together for 16 games will be a big lift for them, in Dallas, and then obviously the Eagles, and you can go on and on. I think there's like 10 legitimate teams that have a chances at, the playoffs, although with your Jaguars, kind of to bring it back, because I don't want to make it too much about the Rams, it's going to be interesting in the AFC, because I see a huge changing of the guard in the next, few years, really, with Big Ben and Brady retiring. I would say both within the next 3 or 4 years. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens with the AFC, who are going to be those, quarterbacks that emerge. I don't necessarily know if Bortles is the long-term answer for the Jaguars, but I think that, with Coughlin, they're really building things the right way. So I think that defense is going to be good for the next decade. I think with the offense, you have a great foundation with the offensive line. I may not be the biggest believer in Fournette, but I think the way that you guys are building it,
yeah, it says offline. I don't know why that is, but I don't know.
Hey
Interesting.
man, it's been a pleasure chatting it up, man. I always have enjoyed your channel with all the NFL content. You know, I appreciate how you kind of have been bridging the gap with Jet Central and some of the other guys. I mean, that's kind of the direction that you know I would like to take my channel to. I've actually I'll put like my comment down in the live chat, but my channel's actually been around since 2009, but I started during my college years, so my consistency with the channel was not as good as I would have liked it to be, but it's been this past year, luckily with the Rams doing really well, I picked a good year to start becoming more active. So I'll put a comment down there if anyone wants to follow Rams stuff. But yeah, man, I even though it's not Rams, your channel is very enjoyable. I appreciate all the insight that you have. Like you always say, you know, there's not a whole lot of national media covering the Jags, but that, you know, I think that's really a great mantra for your channel. So, you know, appreciate it, man.
Hey man, I really appreciate all the words, man. I appreciate you coming in here and like sharing your stuff, man. I'm definitely going to go check out your channel. You know, after the stream kind of concludes. It looks like I'm having problems with it. Not really sure what's going on, but yeah, man. Definitely leave your what's your YouTube name? I'll go ahead and like follow you right now.
It's Nicholas Galaretta, but my channel that's my full name. I'm not afraid to put it online, but
yeah.
I go on Twitter. I have my Twitter handle is Rams24_7, and I put kind of like my channel name on there too.
Okay, awesome. Definitely, Nick. Really appreciate you for calling in, contributing to the show, and yeah, man. You know, call back in anytime. I hope to do this. These call-in shows a little bit more.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that collection follow-up video because you're tell your homie he has a dope collection.
Awesome, man. We'll do. But all right, man. I'll talk to you next time.
All right, later, Dalton.
All right, later, man. All right, really appreciate Nick for joining the show. And it looks like I'm having a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of stream connection problems. I have no idea what's going on with it. I don't know if my Wi-Fi had gone out, but hey, guys, you know, that'll probably just conclude this live stream. Really appreciate everybody for joining and just like, you know, listening to the whole thing, man. I had a ton of fun. This is something I definitely want to, you know, start doing in the future and, you know, do more videos like this. So, you know, quick shout out to all the guys, David Graham, Philly 500, Rut Row, Jaguars for Life. We got Benjamin Horsley, Infra, Christopher Columbus. We got Saxonville 10, Jags fan Rick. We got a whole bunch of guys. Nicholas Gaffaretta. Definitely go follow Nick on his YouTube channel, man. Wolf Peter, shout out to you. Thanks everyone for joining, man. You know, let me know. Give the stream a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man. And you know, thanks a bunch for joining, guys. As you see at Jaguar, and I am out.